My name's JJ Buckner, and this is they didn't teach about money in school.
They didn't teach you this in high school, blue collar edition. If you start making pretty good money at age 18, it's very important that you start investing that money. Find out your company's 401k match, and then start your own Roth IRA outside of that. Your company might offer it. $23,500 into a 401k. Try to max it out every single year. You'll never see that money if you don't start blowing it. $7,500 for a Roth IRA every single year. That's roughly $530, $550 a month, something like that. That's roughly, you're going to invest $30,000 a year, and you will be a millionaire by the time you're 38. No questions asked. But here's the kicker: if you do that your whole career, if you stay the same job, the same blue collar, and you're gonna keep getting raises, and hopefully eventually someday you're making $100,000. Regardless, by the time you're 48, you'll have $5 million invested. I didn't know anything about investing until I was about 28, and I started making $100,000 a year. So I'm trying to spread this to the younger generation, your sons, your daughters, your nieces, nephews. Tell them how to invest. Max out everything, and you'll never see that money that you've invested, and you'll start living on a tighter income. But your future self will thank you. Thank you.
My guy's spot on. So what he was trying to say there at the end is that he was saying that when you get used to having that money already go towards your 401k and you never see it in your paycheck, you don't get used to having that money to spend every single month. So when you automatically withdraw the money from your paycheck to go directly to your 401k or your Roth 401k, what he's saying there is like you're not ever going to see it. You're not even going to know what it feels like to have that money to spend because it's already got a job. It's already going towards your 401k or your Roth 401k. And that's the biggest thing here, guys. The first off, he's not wrong with those numbers. Like, if you, again, it's all, we don't know what future projections are going to do in the stock market, but like based on historical average across 100 years, if we continue to do roughly the same average we've been doing, he's not wrong. Like, you could easily become a millionaire, 100%, especially if you start early. And that's the biggest key, is getting started as early as possible, because the earlier you start, the more you have that time for that money to grow and compound on each other over time.
So I'm in my mid-20s. I first start making a little bit of money and I want to finance a car. I ask my dad for help. He will not give me a penny and he won't co-sign. So I go and apply for a loan, and to my surprise, I have an 815 credit score and almost 10 years of depth on the bureau. It turns out my dad had been putting me on some of his credit cards, putting my name on some of his credit cards and paying them off every single month. So I had perfect credit, I had depth on the bureau, and I got a 1.9% interest rate when I bought my first car. He didn't have to co-sign and he didn't have to give me a penny. This is what I'll be doing for my kids.
Now, as a mortgage broker who looks at credit reports every single day, this is an absolute credit hack. 100%. It's a freaking cheat code in the credit system, which, by the way, guys, I'm starting something new here with this. If you guys are interested or needing help with a mortgage, reach out to me. I have a link down below in my description where there is a form you fill out. It's like 2 or 3 questions. If you need help with a mortgage or looking to refinance to pay off some high interest debt, go down to that link in my description. I'll have a pinned comment as well, and you can fill out that form and I'll be in contact with you on how I can help you get you a mortgage or a refinance done today. But what that guy is saying is literally 100% spot on. You can add your kids to your credit cards. Now I'll say this: if you know you're just crappy with paying your bills and you have late payments on your credit cards, maybe not a good idea to add your kids. But if you're a person like his dad and you're a person like myself that uses credit cards every single month and then pays them off in full every single month, then absolutely add your kids as an authorized user. And most, again, check with the credit card company first. Most major credit card companies, I believe, don't have a minimum age. So you can add them at, the age of 5, 6, 10, and imagine of all those years of credit history that they can build on their credit report. So when it does come time to, finance a car, which is not my favorite thing to do, but if maybe they have a nice down payment and they need to finance a little bit of the car, they're going to have that amazing credit whenever someone pulls that. Or they get out of college, they got out of high school, and they want to buy a cheap little starter home. They already have credit history built up. They have a nice credit score because they're an authorized user on your card. Credit hack 100% recommend. Do it if you know you have good credit.
Things my parents taught me about money that schools didn't. Schools teach you how to earn money, but very few people teach you how to multiply it, and that difference is everything. First is that you don't build real money on salary alone. If your only income is tied to your time, then your growth is capped at 24 hours a day. I try to keep 5 income streams at all times, whether that be exposure to broad market ETFs, equity, real estate. Some people have a side business. Next, the younger you are, the more risk you can take. In your 20s and 30s, that means heavily allocating your money into equities rather than overloading on bonds. With decades ahead of you, volatility is uncomfortable but not catastrophic. Lastly, any cash sitting in your bank is losing value. Inflation averages about 3% long term, so that means your money halves in value every 20 years if it just sits there.
So you can see there's a theme going on with this video, guys, and that is the importance of investing. You have to get started. And if you don't know how to get started, the app that I recommend to get started with is public. There's a link down below in my description, or easier, you can just scan this QR code here to get started. They also have a high yield cash account. What that does is what she was talking about, is it lets your money build as it's sitting in cash. So you can move that cash into the high yield cash account, and it has a higher interest rate that it earns on that money. Again, public offers all that. Scan that QR code if you guys want to get started investing today, or you're looking somewhere to maybe plant some cash in their high yield cash account.
Here are some financial lessons and tips your parents probably never taught you, but you need them. 1. If you can't buy it multiple times, you can't afford it. Not once, not barely, multiple times. If your purchase stresses you out or empties your account, it's probably a liability, not a flex. Second, money isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Most people increase their lifestyle when they increase their income, and that's why they stay broke at entry level. Third, your 20s are not for flexing, they are for building. You don't need the nicest car. You don't need luxury clothes every weekend. You need skills, discipline, and capital. Fourth, separate wants from impulses. Most purchases aren't wants. They're emotional reactions. Learn to pause before you buy. If you still want it next week, it's most likely real. And if not, it was just dopamine. Fifth, your income grows when you do. Not with luck, not with scrolling, not with wishing. Your financial ceiling will always match your skill set. 6. Invest early, even if it's small. $20 a week at 20 beats $200 a week at 35. Time multiplies more than money does. And lastly, learn how money works before you chase it. Inflation, interest, assets, taxes, investing, compounding. You can't win a game that you don't understand. And most people are financially lost, not because they're lazy, but because nobody taught them the basics. And social media won't save you, but discipline will. And so financial freedom is not about luck. It's habits, knowledge, and patience stacked daily.
That one was good. That one was really good. You know what's crazy to me is that most of you out there that are struggling financially is that you're literally just like a couple changes away of your financial lifestyle from completely changing your life. And one thing that I want to pick up on there that I think is a couple of things that are super important, but one thing in particular is just live on less than you make, but also building in your 20s. Guys, you can get, I'm trying already to stress this to my son and my daughter. My daughter's 6, so she doesn't really get it yet. But my son's 9, right? And he's starting to pick up on things, and he notices things, and there's certain things he notices or questions about my wife and I. And it's, it tends to, he doesn't know it's money related, but it is. And I just explained to him, I'm like, listen, man, like your mom and I sacrificed, and we did certain things and we didn't do certain things with our money in order to do things where we're at now in our 30s, right? Like we're able to do certain things because we sacrificed and worked our asses off in our 20s to get where we are now, where most people aren't willing to do that, right? Like they're just not. It's the same reason as probably why the guy next to me, he has the 6-pack and I don't. because I wasn't as willing to work as hard as he was to get the six-pack. Now I'm working on it now. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want that six-pack back. But that's the thing, is like, whatever you choose to work on, and that's what he says, like, you know, improving your skills. Like, yeah, everyone wants more money, right? But like he said, scrolling on TikTok every single day and being a lazy bones on the couch every single day, that's not going to do it. You're gonna earn more money by working harder, learning more skills, and finding something that's going to generate you more income.
Here's how the wealthiest families raise their kids and why you should do the same. 5 years old, I want you to give your kids a job. Simple stuff. Clean the room, take out the trash, fold the laundry. Then pay them $5 a week. But here's where most parents get it wrong. They stop right there. Now divide that $5 into 3 separate jars. Jar 1, the giving jar. $1 goes in here every single week. And at the end of the month, your child gives it with their own hands to someone in need. This teaches them that wealth isn't just for self. It actually has a purpose. Then jar number 2. This is the spending jar. $2 goes in here. At the end of the month, they can buy whatever they want. No judgment whatsoever by you, the parent. This teaches freedom, choice, and autonomy. Then there's jar number 3, the investing jar. Another $2 goes in here, but here's the magic. You match it with $1 of your own. Their $2 then becomes 3. Now they're gonna learn the most powerful money lesson of them all. Money can grow while you sleep. By the time they're 10, they won't just know how to earn, they'll know how to give, enjoy, and multiply money. Most people are still learning this at 40. Your kids could master it by 10 or 9 or 8 or 7.
He's not wrong, because I'm seeing this unfold with my own eyes. So as I mentioned my son earlier, you know, he's 9, right? So my wife and I 9 years ago opened a 529 account for him, and we started funding that. And then later on we opened a custodial account in his name, and then we stopped funding the 529 to solely focus on his custodial account. So the cool part about this is that he has been able to track this as he goes. So when he gets birthday money, or whenever he does, let's say, a side job for like my parents, his grandparents, when he gets paid, he knows he's going to give me a certain amount of money, whatever he deems to be necessary for his investment account. I'm going to match that 100%. So if he gives me $100, I'm putting $100 of my own money in his account as well, and he instantly gets a 100% return on his money. I said, dude, you can't find that anywhere, so take full advantage of it. So when he gets this money, he gives it to me, I match it, I put it in the account, and then we invest it. And I show him how we invest it in the account and what we're invested in, right? He picks a couple of his own stocks for fun. And then other than that, majority of it's in the S&P 500. Well, here's the cool part, right? So he's, you know, been doing this since he's been a baby. So he's known about this account. But I think it really started to click for him around the age of like 6, maybe 7 years old, whenever he started like understanding numbers and stuff like that. And me explaining to him like, hey man, this started with like $5, $10. And now we're sitting, you know, 5 figures of an account here. And he sees it. Like, he looks at it, he's like, this is my money. I was like, yeah, dude, it's yours. As long as you're not, you know, a drug addict when you're an adult, like, and you're, you know, good to society, you get this money. He's like, this is going to be mine. And I was like, here's the crazy part, man. We haven't even put this amount in there. This money has grown on itself to grow to this amount that it's at now. So think about what this is going to be like when you're 18, 20, 25, 30, 35, my age. And I do compound interest calculators, and I'm telling them, man, listen, you put $100 in this account, you're going to be a millionaire by the time you're 35, 40 years old. It's crazy. You've got to start now. But I get this question all the time from parents. Hey, JJ, like, I want to start investing for my kids. I want to plan for my kids' future. I'm like, well, let's figure out about like your finances first. Like, are your finances okay? And if they're not, you need to still focus on your finances first, because your kids can worry about their finances when they get of age. If your finances aren't all right already, you need to focus on you first, get you set up, so that way the kids aren't taking care of you when you get retirement, right?
Do you want to be the first millionaire in your family? Here are my 3 best tips to help you achieve it. Number 1, start investing early and often. And don't listen to the fake gurus. They tell you need 20 to 50 grand to get started. That's just bullshit. Find a way to save $50 to $100 a week starting out, and let compounding do the rest. And number 2, you have to change your mindset. When you get money, rather than thinking about what can I buy, think about how can I invest it. And number 3, swap out 3 time sucks, you know what they are, and use that time to learn 2 new skill sets. If you do this for 3 to 6 months, you can easily add 2 more income streams and you'll be on your way. All right, so we have the plan. Let's go.
So that's it, guys. It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard when you think about it. The hard part is actually just doing the work, right? It's living below your means. It's not having lifestyle creep happen to you as you start making more money. It's putting the money away every single month, even though you want to go spend it on something fun now. It's delayed gratification. That's all it is. There's a few little steps here and there that you got to do to set yourself up, but once you get it set up, it's almost like it's on autopilot, and you don't have to worry about it. So again, this is the money shit they didn't teach you in school. I hope it helped. I hope it changes one of your all's lives out there so that you can be a future millionaire. If you start now, you're patient, and give it time to work, you will be successful.